Hey, this is Maria from Gloriana Spirits. Hello to you today, Internet. I'm here to start off the 22 card Major Arcana series of tarot explanations. I'm just starting off with the Major Arcana for now because those are some of the biggest cards that you will use in readings. Now, the premise of this series is to help me better understand the different meanings and symbols related to these cards, and also help you do this. On one hand, I get to go over and over and over whatever the symbols and the meanings of these cards are, and you guys get a verbal explanation of them. So we're going to start off today, if you can't tell from the title, with the Fool. Now, this specific card, trying to get glare off, is from the Archeon deck, the Archeon Tarot deck, and it's awesome. I have had this for a while. It's pretty cool. I may do a review one day. I don't know. Now, I decided to start with the Fool, not just because it is the first card in the tarot deck, but also because of the meaning. Now, the general meaning for the Fool is it's indicating newness, the starting of a journey. I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust for light and everything. This is the first YouTube video I've done in a while. Now, normally this is a positive card, but it can also be a bit of a warning. The Fool, in and of itself, is about to step off a cliff. Don't know where they're going to land, don't know how high the cliff is, don't know what kind of dangers await them. They are naive, perhaps to a fault, and they're pretty happy. They don't know what they're going to do, but they put faith and trust in it. It may be a warning that maybe you need to look a little more where you're stepping, but it's a pretty good card overall. Beginning a journey, going on vacation, new relationship, that kind of thing. Now, a lot of this first part is going to be thanks to psychicrevelation.com and their wonderful section of tarot information. Now, I understand these cards decently, but not well enough. That's why I'm bringing out different websites and different little booklets and having those help kind of direct where I need to be talking about it. So, just kind of went over the introduction that Psychic Revelation tells you, and now I'm going to do and it also applies in general. Now, when it comes to work, this is referring to people not understanding or supporting you, really. They're not sure, they can't see where you're going. They're a little suspicious, but if you know you're right, you need to press ahead and try to help them understand, because these people are going to be your allies. Sometimes it means starting a new job, finding a new position, getting a promotion, maybe starting your own business even. And so it's important. Important stuff. Alright. So, next up is going to be love. Everyone always wants love readings. Not big on them. I like to use the tarot as a conversation with both my own self, with any spirits that might want to talk to me, with fate itself, and I have an interesting view of fate, so whenever you hear me talking about fate, it is not me talking about preordained destiny. It is events that could happen, and when you start using the tarot, you can see this a little more, because it does not give exact answers. Yes, this will happen. It's, yes, this could happen. Now, with love, the Fool is you're not ready for commitment. You're not really ready for commitment yet. You know it, but others kind of want you to. They want you to commit. Sometimes it could be really positive. It could be, you're having a lot of fun, and it's great, but you shouldn't let this desire for fun overlook love itself. when this card shows up, it's saying don't just be looking for a fling. If you're in a fling, look deeper. See if this is what you really want, because it's not always what you really want. Now, probably next best thing is finances in tarot card reading. Second one always comes up. Finances, this is pretty good. You're starting a new path. There's probably going to be an increase. You'll find yourself knowing that no matter what happens financially, and this is verbatim from Psychic Revelations, so I'm not warning you, this is what it is. You will be all right and come out on top. If you trust yourself, if you work hard, you'll do better than you expect. And that can be a really good thing. If you work hard and really look at where you're going and put a little smidge of blind faith. Not always. Don't always do that. Blind faith is not something you want to be having. But if you use it like a little pinch of salt when you're cooking, then that can help you really learn to put yourself out there. Then the next two are health and spirituality. I find that outside of certain people, like people who read my blog and people who really are in the pagan, the occult, spiritual stuff, and that's what they're getting a reading for, they're the only ones who really do the spirituality readings, which sucks because it can work for everyone. Christians, atheists. Sorry, I say that but I know a lot of really cool atheists. And I also know that some atheists, even if they don't believe in a god, they do believe in spirits. It's very interesting. Okay, I accidentally got into spirituality first, so we're going to continue on that. When this card appears, you're trying to find which spirituality fits. You may be looking at, you're not so sure about your current religion, you're not so sure about your current spiritual path, and you want to know kind of where to explore. When this shows up, it's, there's nothing wrong with exploring, but don't get too carried away. You're just shopping right now. That's how you're doing it, and you need to make sure that the clothes fit. Sure it fits. You want that knowledge. You're looking for this. Don't have it yet. Maybe not sure of how much you have yet. But it's happening. And if you want it, then it will help a lot. Now, mentioned both by Psychic Revelations and other such websites, and even some of the books themselves, this stage in your life can be hazardous. People sometimes don't understand that you want this. They don't understand why you want this. They think, isn't your life fine right now? Isn't it fine what you're doing right now? Maybe fine for them what they're doing, but it may not be fine for you, and that's perfectly fine, and you have to do what's best for you in this situation. Now, we have from the amazing Biddy Tarot, that is at, biddytarot.com, and then the above one was from psychic-revelation.com. Okay, so the first thing Biddy Tarot starts us out with is basic meanings. These are your keywords. These are your buzzwords. Upright, it's beginnings, innocence, spontaneity, and free spirit. It's youth. And I think that's one thing that really, this card epitomizes youth. Both upright and reversed. Now, in the reverse position, this card means naivety, foolishness, recklessness, risk-taking, other things that you see with youth, because maybe you don't know better, maybe you think you know better, but you really don't. That's a common teenage stereotype. Oh, they think they know everything. Sometimes they do think they know everything. Really just showing the negative side to youth, and not exactly knowing where you're going, and trusting the wrong people, and this is part of life. It's perfectly normal. Sorry, my glasses were annoying me. It's normal. It's perfectly normal. Now, back on with the glasses. The Fool is numbered 0. In numerology, this is an amazing number. It's the number of unlimited potential. It is the 0, the first number. But is it a number? Because it is between numbers of positive nature and numbers of negative nature. It's unlimited potential. This is 0 ones. This is binary, everybody. So it doesn't have a specific place in the sequence of tarot cards. It can either be the beginning or it can be the end. Meaning that this youth feeling does not necessarily end. You will always kind of feel this. If it pops up and you're an older person and it's just, it pops up there, you're like, I don't know why this is popping up. I'm older, I shouldn't have this kind of stuff anymore. Well, guess what? You can. It's terrifying. People don't like to talk about it. They want to think they know everything. Sometimes I wonder if this stereotype about teenagers knowing everything is, well, yeah, you start to think you know everything then. Sometimes you don't stop thinking that, which can be bad. So this is kick in the butt, telling you need to see that it's not all you're cracking up to be. Now, it's, at the beginning, you're setting off on your journey. In this specific card, in the Archeon Tarot Fool card, it has some different symbols than you will find in most Rider-Waite decks. In the original Rider-Waite deck, it is a young man about to step over a cliff. He has a knapsack, like the ones you see when the kids are running away from home. They have it on a stick, all tied on a stick. He's heading off with all of his worldly possessions. There's a little dog by him. He's about to step off a cliff, and he's not looking. He's not looking where he steps. He's looking up. He's looking at the future. He's looking at spirit, the sky, looking towards the unknown. The specific direction he faces in actually nearly all Rider-Waite decks, he is looking northwest. Yes, northwest. And even in the Archeon Tarot, which doesn't have all of the same symbology as the normal Rider-Waite, he still has this. Alright. So, also, along with the bag on the staff and all of that, he has a white rose in the original Archeon. In the original Rider-Waite. In the Archeon, he has a little Jester's wand, which seems to kind of be another theme with the Fool, playing the Jester. There's also a lot of masks, and one thing that may pop up when I'm talking to you guys is the nature of masks, and that is the identity that we present to the world, maybe present to ourselves. No matter who you are, no matter how freeing you are about your life and how you act, there's always going to be a mask, and it's not necessarily of your creating, though sometimes you do, a majority of it is your creating. Sometimes it's other people's projections, which I experience a lot. I have a very broken mask, and it breaks more and more every time, but it's still on my face. Now, the white rose in the original Rider-Waite is in left hand and represents purity and innocence. The little white dog is protecting him, but will also push the Fool to learn his lessons. Because when you're starting this journey, you are looking for new lessons. You're looking to learn. Now, in the back of the Rider-Waite, there are mountains of that first Fool card. And this represents, according to Biddy Tarot, the realm of spirit that he has just left, and he will spend his life trying to regain. Now, this is kind of moving away from innocence and newness, and it can possibly signal a birth. You're of some kind. You're leaving this wonderful area where you were very loved and all of that, and now you're going out to face not the real world, but a different world, and it can be scary. It can be scary, and it's not easy. Need to know that you're prepared, and you are. You have all of the tools you need. Now, this is a desire to accomplish new goals and creativity, lots of creativity. This is the time to work on that art piece, work on that, sorry, my knee, work on that book, just figure out what you want to do. Even if you already have a life. Oh, I did French fries. Sorry, life. Okay, everyone, quick lesson, sorry. This is French fries in sign language. This is quotation marks. Sorry. Okay. I learned that a while back. Now, this card is asking you to take a leap of faith. Go into uncharted territories. This can necessarily be exploring your creative life, the creative juices, get those flowing. And creativity doesn't have to just be the arts. The sciences need a lot of creativity. I mean, you're learning new things. Math, I mean, those people who really enjoy math are creative in their own right. Because they can see beautiful things with numbers. It's really cool. And I wish I could do that, but I can't. Okay, I can sometimes do it. Geometry's my thing. As you're setting forth on this journey, you need to make a choice. It's very important. And this choice maybe isn't related to a journey. Maybe it's just related to your own life journey. This card is showing up, you need to take a look around, see what you may be missing. Believe in yourself, follow your heart, trust your gut instincts, everybody. Now, this is another thing I may harp on several times, especially since in the tarot cards, this pops up a lot. I think it has something to do with the fact that when these started to be used for fortune telling and such, people were still forgetting to trust their gut instincts, and they have been for a long time, and they're still doing it. So that's why that talks about. If you're experiencing a lot of fear, meditate on the Fool. Let it all kind of run through. See that you're just moving along on this journey. The Fool is not the brightest chap, but he doesn't have a lot of fear. He knows when to be afraid and what to be afraid of, but he also knows that it can't stop him. Now, reversed. I'm going to talk about reversed now, even though I haven't really gone into the wonderful eclectic meaning yet. So I'm just going to start talking about the reversed, just because the eclectic has a couple different sections that I want to go through, and they're different than the others. By the way, that's eclectic, AECLETIC.net. Very cool. I love the site. It has a huge list of all of the different decks out there, and has images for a lot of them, and it's really cool. Now, back to Biddy. Now, reversed, the Fool card suggests that you may be acting kind of... You're not looking at the consequences. You're not thinking about the consequences, and you should be. You're acting like a fool. But that's not the best thing. while you're trying to live in the moment, you're forgetting that you can't always do that, and you're gonna have to plan ahead sometimes. You're acting recklessly. It's just, you're in danger. You're putting yourself in danger, and that's what the reverse Fool means. Be careful when this card shows up of who's around you, of who you're listening to, because it's very possible you're being taken advantage of. That is a big one with the Fool. You may not realize just how bad this person is. Look for the poisonous people in your life. Can you live with them? Can you not? It's hard. It's hard to know, but you'll figure it out. And that's what this is saying. If you realize that this is there, you will figure it out. Hear me? Now, you gotta do your research about these things when that pops up. Because it's not just you it's not just someone who could be taking advantage of something. You may not be noticing something. You may not be taking advantage of something that could very well help you. In career, Fool reversed, you don't want to be out of your depth at work. That's what it's saying. You have no clue what you're doing. You need to speak up and say, I don't know what I'm doing. Can someone help me? Even if they be like, oh, why don't you know that? Ba-da-da-da-da. Why are you doing that if you don't know that? Just say, I'm doing it. That's not really going to change. I'd just like to be able to do it well. Even if you've not been in the workplace for a while, but you want to be respected, you don't want to have to start at square one again, but you may have to. You may have to ask for help. Now, in relationships, the Fool reversed, this relationship it can go anywhere at this point. You're at a branch in the road, you're not sure where you can really go. It's very uncertain. It's spontaneity to a dangerous level. You don't know where they're going, you don't know what the risks are. May both be risk takers, but there will be consequences. And that's something you need to remember. Now, onward to eclectic. And I love eclectic because in their meanings, they start out, mostly, this is all Rider-Waite style deck. And so the Fool card symbols, according to eclectic, which I have to agree with having seen the Rider-Waite card, the Fool is in colorful motley clothings, pack-tied to a staff, a small dog, and a cliff. Those are the big ones for eclectic. Now, another thing I like about eclectic, which is very nice, they tell a little story in relation to where this card is in the deck, or all of that. With all his worldly possessions in one small pack, the Fool travels, he knows not where. So filled with visions, questions, wonder, and excitement is he, that he doesn't see the cliff he is likely to fall over. At his heel, a small dog harries him, or tries to warn him of a possible misstep. Will the Fool learn to pay attention to where he's going before it's too late? So, now they have the Fool card meaning. And one thing I don't like about eclectic, why I don't usually use eclectic meanings when I'm studying the tarot meanings, is they only have the upright meanings. I'm not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of that. So, the Fool is either 0 or 22 of the major arcana in decks. Infinite possibilities. You have everything you need. Everything I've said before. But it also is a little bark of warning. This is related to the reversed, but they include it in the upright, and they just make it the upright. Though I do feel that different, whether upright or reversed, there may be different emphasis on different parts. So that's why I don't use eclectic as much. And that's really the wonderfulness of those. And that is, again, on eclectic.net, AECLEI Eclectic. I spelled that wrong. AECLECIT. AECLECTIC.net. And that's what that is. I'm terrible at this. And now, finally, to just end this, I hate everything. My internet just went off and I had forgotten to put this on the little Word document that I had for this. I feel so bad about that. I think I know. There is a wonderful site. It's on tarotelements.com, so you can find this for yourself. It's from 2011. It's either the 10th month and the 11th day, or the 11th day and the 10th month. It goes 2011/10/11, and this is answering yes and no questions with the tarot, which is really important, especially in like the one card draws and stuff like that. And so I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to tell you, oh, I'm pretty sure it's yes, but don't hold me to it. Because if I make you hold me to it, it may be wrong. Okay, yes. Tarot card, likely to mean yes, includes the Fool. So that's kind of where I am with the Fool tarot card. I love this card. I really like the art on the Eclectic Tarot, and I also really like the art for the Dark Fairy Tale Tarot. I'm just gonna hold up the box, my horrible bedraggled box, but you can easily find the Fool image for this tarot deck by looking at my my channel avatar. My channel avatar is from the Fool card from the Dark Fairy Tale Tarot. And also, on my channel art, the background is actually a blue version of the back of the Archeon Tarot, because I really like that. Alright, so I'm going to leave you guys here. I'm going to have the Magician up next week, which is another fun card, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'll see you guys all next week. I may do a couple, like, vlog things, maybe? I don't know. I don't know where this is going. We're all starting a journey anew with the Fool. So I'm gonna try and have up, I think I'm gonna try for 2 tarot meaning videos next week, because I'm not doing one a week, because that would take forever. Because I'm probably going to do all 78. At least I'm going to do all 22. I may also throw in the court cards if I don't feel like doing all of them. Or some of the more important cards. Maybe I'll do a special specifically on cards that you want to be looking out for, because they can be dangerous. And by dangerous, I mean they're warning you of shit that's going to happen. Not necessarily like the Death card or the Tower card, but there are others, and I'm going to go over them. So I'm going to leave you guys, I already said this, but I'm going to leave you guys here. I will see you next week. Peace, love, and rock and roll. Maria signing off.